Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video here for a very special release, and that is the Tamashii Nation's 2024 S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2023, Godzilla -1 Heat Ray version. Now this is a event exclusive to the Tamashii Nation event, which starts actually tomorrow in Japan. Today they had the kind of PR media early look day, so it's there this morning. It is awesome. I've already checked up a whole bunch of footage up on Insta, so you go check that out if you are keen. Had a quick look through all the monster outside, and there's some clips there. Really big, badass Godzilla -1 statue. It looks amazing. They've got like early samples of Godzilla -1 on display, how it looks on the inside and all of that. I will be going back there over the next couple of days, catch up with a few mates, so we'll take some more photos and videos there. So if there's anything in particular you really want to highlight or focus on, let me know and I can check it out. But from now, let's open this bad boy up so we can see what it looks like. It comes with an awesome slipcover on the outside, and then on the inside we have an old box showcasing what it comes with. On the back here, the Heat Ray, the awesome blue colour, the Shinden plane as well, and then the box itself is, oh, it looks good. Ooh, itching to get it open. Anyway, let me just pop it open so we can jump straight in, because yeah, I'm itching to have a look. I haven't opened it yet. Literally just, the courier just came and dropped it off, so this is the first time that I'm seeing it as well, along with you. Okay, so with the inner packaging, obviously we've got Godzilla himself. We do have the tiny instruction booklet which explains how to use the stand. So speaking of stand, it's on the top, we have the arm, we have the Shinden plane, breath down the side, and then Godzilla himself in the center. And that blue is looking extremely vibrant. Since we can't really see it much from a place, let's pop them out, chuck them on the turntable so we can take a close look at that finish. Okay, so we've got Godzilla -1 himself up on the turntable. We have the Shinden on the arm there for the stand. So the stand itself only comes with one arm, so you can alternate if you want either the breath or the Shinden flying there. So it's cool. It would have been nice to get an additional arm, just saying. So we could do both at the same time for display purposes. But if you have any Tamashii stands, you probably have multiple of these arms floating around. I know I've got a bunch sitting around somewhere. Actually, I've got one just sitting on my shelf, so yeah. If you have stands, it's not a big issue. If it's your first time diving into the figure, it will be. But in saying that, this figure, for those who are wondering, how do I buy this? So currently it is only available in Japan for the Tamashii Nation's 2024 event. So the way you purchase it, basically live in Japan, have a Club Tamashii account, so that's I think it's Japan exclusive. And for event exclusives in Japan, they basically open up a lottery. Now for that Club Tamashii, you have different stages. So depending on how much money you spend in a year with Premium Bandai, your stage will either go up, or if you don't spend anything, maybe it will drop down over after it's been about 1 year. So for those at the top end of that stage listing, you can just buy it outright when it opens up for order for 1 or 2 days. Everyone else basically goes stage by stage. They'll open up for a lottery, and if you win the lottery, then you can purchase it. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get him in the first wave, so therefore he arrived today. During they'll open up like second waves or second chances, but they'll ship later after the event. So I believe there is another one opening up shortly. So checking out the Tamashii site if you do live in Japan. So they haven't announced any release for overseas yet. Who knows? Maybe they will. But generally speaking, the Tamashii Nation's ones don't. Similar to how in the USA you've got the San Diego Comic Con exclusives, they basically never get a release in Japan. So it's, give and take, right? Yeah, basically, I'm not a big fan of event exclusives. I like equal opportunity for all fans, but unfortunately, that's just not how it works. But anyway, coming back to Godzilla himself, I do have the original one here as a comparison. So the new one, it definitely has a little bit more of an earthy tone, even on the base body. But other than that, it is very similar. Now obviously the main big difference on this version is, since it's Heat Ray version, his spine is fully charged up, blue, really nice and vibrant, with a base skin basically kind of a white, snowy powdered look, because obviously the light there is really bright, and then goes through to the spine with that lovely blue colour. His atomic breath or heat ray here matches the same. It goes from white all the way down to blue. I really do like how the design for this one is different to other heat rays that we have had in the past. His mouth also has similar colouring, where it's the brighter blue on the outside, a bit more white on the inside. I think it matches up well with his spine. We've got Godzilla there, and the blast. Now the Shinden, that was looking really cool. It's got very clear plastic for panel, like it's you know, spinning. No paint job on it, of course. And this is very similar to the other minifigures we've gotten with, say, Monster Hunter, MonsterArts, or I think it was the anime one. Man, I've just completely drawn a blank on the name of that series. But we have the Jet Jagger there, and it came from a mini person, and so forth. They weren't painted. So, you know, very similar in regards to that. It'd be nice if they come painted, but they would probably add quite a bit of cost being so small. It have to be hand painted, but yeah. It's cool that we do get it at least. Now, if you do want to check out the full articulation of the figure, go check out the review for the original one, because I dive into it there. It is just the same, so I won't dive in too deeply, since it is the same. But yeah, let me pop them off here though. I'll chuck on the breath, and then we can have a bit more comparison with the original in terms of the colouring side by side. Okay, so I've got them set up here now with that blast. And one thing that's good, it's very similar to the original blast effects with Godzilla figures, where we don't need to switch out the jaw, which is nice. It's kind of have it kind of has a small tapered section there. We can just line it up and slot it into the mouth, and it looks good. It's simple to use. That's one thing I love about the effect. Same with the original ones. The recent, was it the DVK one, we have to pop out the jaw and then attach. It's a little bit fiddly, a little bit annoying. So the fact that we can do it without having to do that is really nice. I do also want to highlight for the finish for the figure once more. Yeah, on the chin there, definitely looks a lot more subtle. I think it helps that the overall body itself is yeah, a bit more of a earthy tone compared to the original. But let me put these two side by side, especially for the spine, so you can get a better look at that point. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you can see that well with all the detail coming through. But yeah, obviously, I mean, it's still, I don't know, I'm pretty sure. What do you think actually? I feel like this one has slightly more earthy tones for the colours, but a little bit hard to tell because this one has more highlights, whereas this one's a bit softer. But I think this one here did vary a little bit from figure to figure. I think overall mine was pretty good. But yeah, it does, I don't know. Actually, it kind of seems like my face sticks out a little bit more actually on this one. But in a good way actually. I think it looks really nice. It does blend in with the rest of the body as well, which is great. Same for the colouring on the chest. Yeah, but yeah, what do you think? Which is your favourite, the heat ray version or the base? I love both actually. I think if I could only have one, maybe the normal one is one that I would go with. I think maybe it matches in a little bit more with all the other Godzilla figures as well. So while the articulation, you can check out the original release, I did want to highlight for those that might not have seen already, is that the fact the toes are individually articulated, which is awesome. So overall, for a pretty beefy, chunky figure, he has really nice articulation. Tail feels amazing as well. So looks and articulation for this release, I reckon. Definitely one of my favourite S.H.MonsterArts releases in a while, just because he looks absolutely badass. Actually, the movie itself is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend checking out. One of my favourite recent Godzilla movies, that is for sure. But yeah, one other thing I do want to highlight is some alternatives, just in case you were wanting maybe the Shinden or anything like that. So let me switch up the display a little bit, and I can show you some additional awesome accessories. Okay, so I managed to get Godzilla minus one here up on the turntable with the beam and the Shinden there flying. So as I mentioned earlier, if you want to display these two at the same time, you will need the arm from an additional stand. However, if you collect Tamashii Nation's products, especially the Figure Arts line, you probably have a few of those floating around that you can use. However, since this one is extremely limited, really hard to get, especially if you're not in Japan or just very expensive, make it probably unattainable for most people. So if your only option here is the original one, or maybe even the black and white version, but you still want the plain, there is a company in Japan called F Toys. So let me try and put them on the turntable as well. So yeah, F Toys, they make 1/144 scale kit sets. They're blind box, and they generally come, or I should say they're released in a series at a time with maybe 3 different vehicles, are generally planes, and some variations on them. Now I've picked up a few helicopter ones before, but I'm not sure if it's a coincidence or not, but around the time when Godzilla Minus One was first released in Japan, they'd released a set, and one of those options in there was the Shinden. So yeah, after seeing the movie, I had a look, I found this one, and one shop, I guess they got a restock, they had something left in stock, so I quickly ordered 8, I believe it was, or maybe 6, and out of that I managed to pull 1. And after they just couldn't find any more, really expensive as well, just because it's random to get, and you know, compared to a lot of other, I guess, toys, it's not, I guess, that popular, I guess, so not the easiest item to pick up. However, they are floating around, but compared to one that comes with the exclusive here, it is a lot bigger, but you do get a lot more details, coloring. So if you're doing toy photography, this one here can work really good, especially if you work with the distances and your perspective. So yeah, that is one option. For bigger ones, there are quite a few other kits. I think Hasegawa and one of the Japan model making companies have made a kit set as well. So there are quite a few floating around, but they are going to be a lot bigger. So maybe not that user friendly for photos with the MonsterArts scale, but if you have a bigger sized Godzilla Minus One, they can work really well. Or again, if you really play with your angles and distances, you can make it work for toy photography. It's going to be a little bit harder though, but there's obviously one alternative. Now for the breath, obviously you could probably take one from the 2019 Godzilla and use that. That one there is meant to attach into a jaw, but you can still kind of make it work since it will attach to a stand. And you can also get the effects that came, actually these are really hard to get, but there are breath effects from earlier on in the MonsterArts line, which came as a kit set with a stand and some buildings. You can obviously use that, not the right color, but it is an alternative. So yeah, there's a few other figures where you can probably take the breath from, but your options are going to be a bit more limited if you do want to try to recreate this for yourself, or it's at least something similar, right? But yeah, anyway, I should, that's basically it for a video really. I just want to open it up, share it with you all so you can see what it looks like. So I'll jump into some pros and cons though, at the very least. And the pros being we get the atomic breath version. The blue looks amazing, I love the colouring, I like the contrast from the white to the blue, and how it matches with the breath. The little minifigure is awesome as well. I like the colouring on this one. I feel like it's a bit more well balanced from the base colour and the weathering, compared to the original release. Now for me, the cons, obviously it has to be, it's an event exclusive. Any exclusive is going to be a con for me. I'd like it to be, you know, any release to be available for everyone. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And also, I think it would be nice to get an additional stand so you could pair the breath with the Shinden at the same time. Not a huge con, but it would have been nice to have that in place as well. But yeah, that is it for the video. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to see any other comparisons with some other figures, let me know as well. I can try to take some photos and post online later. But yeah, if you want to check out some footage from the Tamashii Nation 2024 event, check out Instagram. I have got 1 or 2 videos, or shorts I should say, on YouTube, so you can check those out as well. And the event will be running for the next few days, so if there's anything that you want me to personally check out for you, it doesn't have to be Godzilla. If it's another line or some figure you've seen online, you want a closer look at it, and then yeah, just let me know. I'm happy to go take some photos for you. But anyway, that is it for this video. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!